Good morning, Tennessee Valley this morning. We're so glad to be with you all this morning. It's going to be a little chilly today, but my co-hostess and I, Anne Marie Brewer, who happens to be Community Relations at Skyridge.
Good morning.
We dressed for the cold, and it's really not that cold right now, but I think the high maybe is going to be 53. They fuss at me back from the hills because I don't do the temperature every day, but I don't get concerned about that kind of thing. So today we kind of have a little theme going. As you all know that watch me on Thursdays, I like to theme. So today we're theming Skyridge Medical Center, and I'm thrilled to death to have Coleman Foss, CEO of Skyridge Medical Center, with us today. I'm on the board at Skyridge, so I always want to sing our praises because I think we're wonderful.
We are.
And
Well,
we are. And so, first of all, Coleman, tell us, how long have you been here in Cleveland?
I have been in Cleveland now, just past my 4-year anniversary.
4 years. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
It is.
And we have had so many wonderful things happen at Skyridge since you came.
Well, that's kind of you to
So
say.
let's, not kind, it's very honest, but thank you for saying I'm kind, because there are people out there who will not think that. But let's go over a couple of those things that we've done. First of all, we have the wonderful tower.
We do. We completed 2 summers ago the new tower. It was about a $27 million investment into the community. It was part of the acquisition of the whole process. And in that tower, we have 41-bed ER on the ground floor. We have 8 surgical suites in the middle floor, as well as an outpatient surgery area. Very nice. And then the top floor is all private rooms for pretty much post-surgical patients, and then there's a surgical ICU as well. And obviously, I'm a little bit proud of it, but I think it is one of the finest facilities in East Tennessee for what it does.
It's wonderful, and if you've never visited there, you don't have to be sick to go visit there. You can
No.
just go
No.
look at the pretty facility there, but if you've had to go in through emergency, then you know that it's a wonderful facility. And being as adamant as I am about the Chamber of Commerce and recruiting industry and everything, one of the first things that anybody that comes to look at Cleveland-Bradley County looks at is our medical facility.
Right.
And we have a top-notch medical facility here. And that's something we're very, very proud of. So not only the tower, but tell us some other things we have going on.
Well, just recently, we were very fortunate to persuade 2 spine surgeons from Chattanooga to relocate into to Cleveland.
Good article in last night's Banner about them.
I think they're
Great
both
page.
excellent physicians as well as excellent individuals, and I think
Nice-looking gentlemen, too.
Well, I'll let you
That's important.
point that out.
Well, and Coleman is too.
Yes, yes, yes. And these things are important.
Yeah. But I think that what it does is it elevates everybody's level of care. I think it opens up the doors and the possibilities to work with the local industries as well as work with a number of patients. And these guys are certified at a level that few orthopedic spine surgeons are. So Cleveland's blessed to have them, and that's just the level that we want to take Skyridge and the Cleveland medical community to. You're right. When industries are looking and when people are looking to relocate, they want to make sure that the levels are there. Our emergency room saw 52,000 people last year, which really only Erlanger in Southeast Tennessee saw more than us, and of course they're a trauma facility.
Right.
So, and yet our length of stay continues to go down. I know occasionally some people may have a little long time that they're in the ER, but generally we get people in and out in about 2.5 hours.
Well, and some things that people don't understand about ER, sometimes your wait is longer because they can't do anything till test results come back.
Right.
And those don't come back immediately.
Right.
You may have to wait. So some people may have a 3-hour wait, and other people have a longer wait because you're waiting on test results.
Right, but our goal is to get everybody in and out in 2.5 hours, and we keep getting closer and closer to that
Right,
mark.
we do, and we're proud of that.
We
folks.
are.
We
We
really
are.
are proud of that.
And I guess the other thing that's just a recent thing is we've had neonatal practitioners,
Right.
mid-levels, who had been covering our nursery periodically, and now they have just gone to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that again takes us to, I think, to the next level of where we need to be. So while we still know that there's some things that we need to improve upon, I think there will always be things that we feel that we need to strive for. All of our indicators indicate that we are going in the right direction, and there's a lot of positive things. And I think that's what helps attract people like Dr. Osborne and Dr. Kaysen.
Absolutely, and I have a friend who I didn't even know he was in and out of the hospital until he was out with pneumonia, but he had nothing but good things to say about us. And as a board member, folks, I don't mind you calling me if there's a problem, because that's one of my positions on the board is to be community involved and everything, but I also like to hear the good things, and we have a lot of good things.
We do.
Yes.
And I'm just really, really proud to be a board member at Skyridge. Now, let's talk about our heart. Haven't we done really well with that?
We did. I guess the big event is that we just got certified as a chest pain center, and that's not something that's done lightly, and it's not
No, it's
easily
not.
done. We did our first percutaneous intervention on the heart, where they actually put a stent in the heart back in February, and we've ramped it up. But basically, what the certified chest pain center means that, if somebody either comes to the ER with what they call an ST elevated MI, or they have an event while they're in the hospital, somebody could be in for a multitude of reasons, and you can go into heart failure. Our whole response team, the way that we package the patients and get them down to Erlanger Memorial, wherever they need to go for the open heart, if that's what they need, or if we can do the intervention at Skyridge. A lot of the doctors who do them down in Chattanooga are the same doctors who are doing them up
Right.
here. So all of that combined led the folks that do that certification, which is a very austere board, a very good board, they recognized us recently. So we're proud, and again, that's just another step in the right direction.
And our old emergency room, where you used to go in there, and now you get to go into the wonderful new tower, but the old emergency room has been turned into our heart center.
That's our cardiac rehab, and that is, it doesn't even, when I go down there, I forget it was the
different.
emergency room. It's
Right.
completely different.
It is
It's,
totally
different.
different.
it's almost like a little athletic club down
Yeah.
there.
It is.
But,
That's exactly what it is.
We've got
Yeah.
a great group of folks that come in for cardiac rehab, and they're very, very religious about it, and they stay with it, and I think it definitely has positive results. We've got people down there who had a cardiac event 20, 25
Yeah.
years ago, if not longer, and they've been
They're
very
still
religious on that, and they come, and I think it pays off for them.
Yeah, they wore me out one day. I was down there, well, I guess for our grand opening.
Opening house.
And all these people are in there, and all these machines are going, and they said, we're here every morning at 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm thinking, well, be sure you watch this TV show if you're there at 6 o'clock, because we come on at 6:30. But they're just pedaling away on those bikes and doing all those other things, and they're very, very dedicated to
They
it.
are.
And the staff there is wonderful.
They're great. They've been doing it for a while, and they absolutely. I think that's a big reason why they come back there to do their workouts, is because they're trained, and should they have another event, they're right there, and we can take care of them. So we were fortunate to be able to redesign that ER.
Absolutely.
And that's also the area that's adjacent to where we prep our patients for cardiac procedures for our caths. And so all of that's coming together very nicely.
Well, it's almost like a little club down there at Cardiac
It is.
Rehab.
I was
I mean,
gonna
if
say,
somebody
they know
does
each
it,
other.
they do. They know each other, and if somebody doesn't show up, then somebody's on the phone to find out where they are.
Absolutely.
So I think that's just wonderful. But and also we have wonderful personnel at Skyridge.
We do. We're very fortunate. A few years back, some people left, I think, during the transition, and that's probably to be expected, because
Right.
I think the unknown is always frightening for people. But we've been able to bring a lot of staff back, and we continue to grow. I guess the recent statistics that I've seen show us the second or third largest employer in the county.
Right.
We have about 1,200 employees there, about 950 full-time employees. And that's exciting, because we want to continue to grow. But what we really like to see is us not be one of the top 5 employers, and we don't want to scale back. We just want to continue to be able to attract the big industries coming in, and with Walker and Volkswagen and Whirlpool, everybody expanding. That's great, and that helps the community. It helps the hospital. And you can look at any hospital in any town. You can look at Murfreesboro or Jackson, Tennessee, or Marietta, Georgia. As the town grows, the hospital grows, and
Right.
vice versa. And that's, we know that that's a key part of the community, and that's where we want to go.
I think one interesting thing about our staff and our personnel there, as you mentioned, some left us during the transition, but a large percentage of those came back.
They did.
They went other places and found out that they had left a really good place when they left Skyridge, and so they have come back. And also, as you talk about industries, we work with the industries too on being sure that they are aware of everything that we can do for them at Skyridge.
We do, and Margaret Schenk, who's also on the board,
Right.
helps us tremendously with that. We absolutely want to reach out to it's not good enough just to be the hospital inside the walls of the hospital. We've got to reach out to the community, but we've also got to reach out to the industries. And Teresa Norman has been doing some occupational health for us. She's been working with a number of different industries, and that has been going very, very well. We've seen significant growth in the last year, and that's only just going to continue to, I mean, we've just scratched the surface on, I think, what we can do there. So we realize that's a very vital part of community health.
And Teresa's a great gal.
She is.
I'm so glad that we have
job.
her in that position, because she really is, she's a wonderful person, wonderful. And we're just growing over there, and we're excited about it.
We are. It's an exciting time. If the administrator can keep things between the lines, we'll be doing all right.
And we really do, folks, have a great administrator over there.
We do.
We're just very pleased. As a board member, when Coleman first came in, it was real funny. We kind of all interviewed him, and the very first thing I said to him is, "Are you going to be involved in the community?" And he said yes, and he told me about some of his involvement in Dyersburg, and yes, he has been involved, and I've roped him into a couple of things, but then other people have, and they're very involved at First Baptist Church and very involved in several organizations here in the community, and I think that makes a difference. And his wife, Amy, is on my Cherries Jubilee committee, so
that's right.
So I have to. So Coleman works the Coke machine at Cherries Jubilee every year, so so we do. But they are very involved in the community, and that's great too, because you want to see these people out there.
Well, that's kind, and the fact of the matter is, I mean, we've got kids in high school here. This is our community, and we plan on staying here a long, long time. And I think we all have the goal of making our community a better place.
And we appreciate that. Of course, you see Anne Marie out all the time, so she used to be the face of the hospital, but now we see Coleman out there
fine
too.
With that, but I will tell you, I remember the first day you came, you actually went to a function with me that evening in the community. So he started off right.
And
right
I think that's vitally important.
And I've been through a lot of administrators, and I'm so glad you're here.
Let's hope there's no more for a while.
And I don't want you going anywhere till I leave.
And this is our Mutual Admiration Society going on here, folks, in case y'all didn't recognize it.
Well, and guess what, too? Today is Coleman's birthday.
Yes.
I'm just
Happy
glad
birthday.
to be alive.
And, that's right. And we're so glad he came, because when I contacted him about coming on today, I said, "I know it's your birthday. Do you have anything special planned and you can't be on?" And he said, "Nope."
Not at 6 in the morning.
No,
That's good.
no, that's right.
Don't wait till noon.
And I really appreciate people coming in to this show at this hour in the morning. We're going to take a real quick break, and Anne Marie's going to leave us for a few minutes, and Dr. Osborne is going to come on, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself, and it's exciting what he and Dr. Kaysen are doing. So don't go away. We're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
And good morning, we are back, and as you can see, Anne Marie has left the stage, and this is Dr. James Osborne who is with us today, and I really appreciate you coming out because I know you've got things to do at the hospital, and you would probably need to be there instead of here, but I've got him for 15 minutes, folks, so we're going to talk about all these exciting things that are going on. And by the way, I brought you a copy of this wonderful article that was in the paper.
Well, thank you.
And so we're just going to start it. I told Dr. Osborne, I said, we're going to start it out by me saying I know what the spine is, and then I'm turning it over to him. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing now at Skyridge.
Well, I'll back up a little bit.
Good.
Dr. Case and I came to Skyridge from UT Chattanooga. We brought our practice up here basically to provide quality care here that's unsurmounted or unequaled in the region. Dr. Case and I are the community's only accredited fellowship trained spine surgeons, which means we went through certain type of training which ensured that we had met certain curriculum goals. And our focus really is to provide the appropriate type of care, the most minimally invasive, but the most appropriate. So part of that means give physical therapy and non-surgical treatment that hopefully can help them avoid surgery, but if they need surgery, we have a great facility here at Skyridge to perform those services.
I think minimally invasive sounds wonderful.
Well, it does, and it's a matter of appropriately minimally invasive. You don't want it to be minimally effective. You want it to be appropriately minimal.
Well, didn't we take those words and just have a big time with them?
Yeah.
But now, where are you all located?
Well, currently we're on the second floor of the hospital in what used to be the pediatric wing. We will be moving our office onto campus into a separate building as they finish up putting in the electronic medical records and the digital imaging and really building a world-class center right here in Cleveland.
That is wonderful. Why Cleveland?
Well, you know, there's a lot of reasons to come to Cleveland. It's a community that had a need. It's a community that's rapidly growing. I think the facilities, what you talked about at the beginning, the facilities that Skyridge has built are really not matched, again, anywhere else in the region either. So you come here and the ORs, the operating rooms are new, the intensive care units are new, the floors are new, they're all spacious and convenient to the patient. And it's, you know, you look at it, it's ease of access, it's quality care, it's a quality facility that's clean. Why not come to Cleveland?
And we're thrilled you're here.
Well,
I mean, I just think that's wonderful. And Coleman, working them in where we have them, how's that going?
Well, it has its challenges because they really are taking off so fast that they need more space. And so we're getting the final things taken care of for them to be able to locate. We hope it'll be by the end of the year they'll have, you know, a nice office space. And like I said, we want them to be able to have their electronic medical records and their space to get what they need done as quickly and as efficiently because, you know, time is of the essence. And so the more we can get patients in there and let them be able to accommodate it, the better. But where they are right now is working absolutely beautifully because obviously they're ordering a lot of diagnostics, a lot of CTs and MRIs, and being right there in the hospital, they've got great access to all of that.
Right, and I understand that y'all have just started out busy.
well, we came from a busy practice that we had in Chattanooga and bringing it here. Yes, we are busy, and it really is providing, interesting enough, more access to the community businesses, and it also helps keep the population here and not having to go all the way to Chattanooga and taking time off from work. And we have folks that are coming from South Pittsburgh and Jacksonville, Florida to Cleveland for care that we were taking care of before. And it's, you know, as far as building the community, they're coming into town and buying gas and eating at restaurants, and so it's good for the Chamber of Commerce and the community
That's
in that
right.
way.
They could even shop at the Red Ribbon, which I think would be wonderful. Do y'all like the way I segue these things sometimes? But Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes.
Do we drive up for that appointment, or what do we do here?
We do.
This is, wow, I'm really impressed. I mean, I genuinely am impressed with you gentlemen, because I think the area of the spine to me is, if your back hurts, your whole body hurts.
True.
And so I think it's just wonderful that we have you all here.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to be here. I mean, if it weren't for Coleman's vision and insight to be able to help us bring our practice here, it just wouldn't have happened. And really, if the community health systems had not come in and helped take over Skyridge, the money wouldn't have been available to build the facility. And these are the things that the community needs to grow. And really, as we go around and talk to the corporations that are coming to Cleveland to build their facilities, I mean, these are essential for them to provide benefits for their employees.
Absolutely. Now, are you referral based, or does someone just call you and at your office and make an appointment? I mean, does another doctor have to refer us to you?
It really depends more on your insurance, because from our perspective, we're happy to take care of those who haven't been worked up and provide that opportunity for care and interaction at the beginning. A lot of insurance companies, though, will make those decisions for you and say, well, you need a referral. So really, it's whatever your insurance company tells us we need to do.
I like those good old days where you just went to the family doctor and he sent you wherever you were supposed to go.
And brought a chicken.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And insurance behind. We didn't have to worry about that, but we do. So so they call Skyridge to see.
They can. Sure,
okay.
absolutely.
All right, and that's how we would work that. And you all then would know whether or not someone needed to see someone to be referred to you first, or
right. They would check the insurance. Someone takes their information. The office number for our practice, which is Cleveland Spine Specialist, is 559-6202, and that's the way to call in and make an appointment.
At Cleveland Spine Specialist. Okay, because we want to be sure you all know that, Cleveland Spine Specialist. And they are on the second floor at Skyridge. I happened to be going in Coleman's office for something one day and saw you headed back to your office. And so it's really nice that they are right there right now. I think it kind of gives everybody a good homey feel of feeling you all out and you all feeling us out. But then you will go to your own space. Now, where will this space be, Coleman?
It'll be in the old orthopedic, Dr. Stone and Dr. Johnson's old office.
Oh, okay.
Right next door.
All right, so still right there on campus.
Right.
And
that has benefits too, because obviously it gives them access to the surgical suites, but it gives them access to the X-ray diagnostics and PT follow-up and all of the various different
Patients
things.
that are still hospitalized.
Right.
Makes it a lot easier.
Right.
So.
Now for therapy, you were talking about physical therapy on the spine.
You guys have a great physical therapy program right here. It's a Bradley Wellness Center that's part of the YMCA, that's part of the hospital system. And even from Chattanooga, I would refer patients for care here, and they do a great job. And really, it's the meat and potatoes of taking care of people's spine is getting them into physical therapy and reconditioning. What we generally see is over time, the spine ages like we do, and gray hair and wrinkles, and it needs a little bit of a facelift, which for a lot of people is strengthening and exercises, and it gets you back on track. And so for a lot of people, that's the direction that we go. Sometimes we need to add epidural steroids, and occasionally, probably 1 out of 10 patients actually need spine surgery. And I'm a surgeon, we love to operate, but we love to operate when you need it.
Right, and I think that's a marvelous thing that he shared with us there, folks, is it oftentimes is therapy that will take care of the situation. And here again, I liked that non-invasive, I liked that. But I realize, folks, that isn't always the way. But we're coming up here on our hour, so anything that you would like to tell us that we need to know?
Skyridge is a great facility. You've got world-class physicians here. There's really no need to go anywhere else. And, you know, if we came here, this was a choice, and we chose Skyridge because it is a great facility.
Now, before we take a commercial break, I want you to talk to us a minute about the Austin Hatcher Foundation.
The Austin Hatcher Foundation is a pediatric cancer care foundation. My wife and I founded it in 2006 after we lost our son, Austin Hatcher Osborne, to pediatric cancer. The foundation's mission is to help families that are dealing with the effects of cancer. So one of the things we know is that within a month of a pediatric cancer diagnosis, a mother will report symptoms similar to post-traumatic stress syndrome that affects their quality of life. Within 3 months of a diagnosis, the siblings are having behavioral issues which are affecting schooling. So the foundation really is set up to provide services to help them cope at that time, but also the chemotherapy itself affects the child's ability to think and to do math skills and mental processing speeds. And so we have some special cognitive therapies that we do that provides for that. And all our services are provided free of charge.
And that is wonderful. I think you spoke once a couple of years ago to the board at Skyridge, and we talked about the Austin Hatcher Foundation, right, which I think is wonderful. And your wife has a clothing line?
My wife, after we lost our son, she developed a clothing line. It's called A Mother's Arms, and we felt like that it was a good name because where are you more safe but in a mother's arms?
Absolutely.
And my wife designs the clothes. They're manufactured in Peru, and they're distributed across the U.S.
And I think that's wonderful too.
Yeah.
So see what a marvelous gentleman we have here on staff, and we're just going to have a mutual admiration society between Colin and Dr. Osborne and me. But this has been great, and I really appreciate you guys coming on today because I know both of you need to be back over at Skyridge. There are things happening, even though it's Coleman's birthday. You did not take the day off. And I know Dr. Osborne is very, very busy, so thank you so much for coming on with us today. I really do appreciate it. And we're going to take a commercial break and be right back, and we'll bring Anne Marie back on, and she's going to talk to us about another Skyridge program, which is called Healthy Woman. So don't go away.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro-laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
And we are back. And if you've noticed, we've kind of flip-flopped the program a little bit today because I knew that Dr. Osborne and Coleman Foss needed to be back at Skyridge to start seeing patients and start administrating. And so they were kind enough to come on in early to get back. And Anne Marie was kind enough to give up her seat there for a few minutes for Dr. Osborne. So I was really glad to have those two gentlemen on today. I want to tell you all a few things that are coming up, and then Anne Marie and I are going to talk about Healthy Woman and Senior Circle. So that's both are at Skyridge. So the Cleveland Storytellers Guild has Telebration. That is today at 7. And on the 13th at 2 p.m. At the community room at the Cleveland Library, one of the gyms of the city. The library has all kinds of great things going on there. Also, the holiday at 5 Points will be November 19th from 7 until 10. And Al Shabibi Catering
He's
will be
great.
catering, $20 a ticket. I know that the Red Ribbon has donated something. I know that I've done a couple of things for some customers that are going to be donated. So be sure you go. This is a great time to get your Halloween. Good golly, folks.
It's
your
over.
Christmas trees. Thank goodness it's over. Your Christmas trees or wreaths or things like that. It's just a great social hour, too. So be sure you come, and all the proceeds from this go to the museum. The American Tenors, which is the Community Concert Association, will be at Lee at 7 o'clock on November the 17th. And that's a season ticket, but those season tickets are still available. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. Veterans Day, folks, is the day we honor those who paid the ultimate price and also honor those who have served or are currently serving. And our annual Veterans Day program will be tomorrow at on November the 11th at 11, and it'll be at the Bradley County Courthouse downtown over at the new plaza area. And they ask that you bring a lawn chair so that you'll be comfortable for that. And then if you can't make the 11 o'clock one, Cleveland High School has one from 1:30 to 2:25. A presentation honoring the veterans in our schools and communities. So be sure that you honor our veterans tomorrow, folks. That's very, very important. We are what we are because of the people who have served and have given us the privileges we have. And then on the 15th of November, speaking of veterans, we have the Greater Cleveland Community Concert Band will do a free concert at First Baptist Church, and it's called Home for Christmas, A Veteran's Story. And this is going to be absolutely wonderful. Now, I'm playing last chair flute. I don't care how many flutes there are. I'm last chair. I've declared I'm last chair. I am last chair. But I am enjoying it. I have not played the flute since high school.
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, I had not played since high school. So, there's some breath support situations and some things like that. But that is Tuesday night, and it's going to be a marvelous performance. Dr. Jim Burns from Lee University is going to narrate, and it is going to be absolutely a wonderful program, even if I do say so myself. And so please come out and help us honor our veterans with that program also. That's Tuesday night at 7 o'clock at First Baptist Church, and it is free. Now, and let me just say that Healthier Eating for the Holidays, and that would be Miss Kay Smith at the UT Extension office. Give her a call there. This is Dining with Diabetics, and this is a wonderful program that Kay does. And Kay helps me segue because Kay's on the board of Healthy Woman.
Yes.
So I will segue right into Healthy Woman with Anne Marie.
Doesn't our community have a lot going on?
We
I think
do.
it's
We
just
really
great.
do.
We have so much. Sometimes we're competing with each other.
Yes, we are, and that's why the Chamber has that one community,
The
one
community
calendar.
calendar. And talking about Healthy Women, we're actually competing with the Tenors that night because
I know.
we had to change our program. Healthy Women is a free program. I've been on before talking about it. You can go online and sign up, www.skyridgemedicalcenter.net, and just click on Healthy Woman and look at all we have to offer. But it is a free monthly program, and Nancy is on my council that helps us plan the events. We have a major event in September, which is attended by about 500 people.
Wonderful event.
But the next major event is this month, actually, and we had to change the date actually to get the museum because it's a busy place. And so that's why we're in
amazing how quickly
competition.
that books up.
It booked up rather quickly this year. But you have till today to register online for this. You need to become a member, so go to the website, become a member, and then register for this event.
But becoming a member is free.
That's right.
There's no charge.
No charge, and then you have access to everything we have on our website, healthy tips. There's some videos on recipe cooking, and so it's really great. But the event on the 17th, which starts at 6 p.m., is Lou Lemley with Ambiance. A lot of people know who he is. In fact, he's at the museum right now decorating for something this weekend. And he's been with us before, and he does great tablescapes for the holidays. It's amazing what he does with something from the dollar store and then antiques that he has within his home. It's just fabulous. So it is one of our biggest attended events,
It's
actually.
a lot of neat ideas, too, things
Yeah.
you can take back home and that you can
You
actually
can do it. You can do it.
You don't have to be a Lou Lemley to do this. You can do these.
And it amazes me because he's done this, let's see, we've been in existence for 5 years, almost 6, and he's actually every year come up with something different. So it's not repetitious. And he said this time he has a lot of new things to show everyone.
And I won't be there because I will be at the American Tenors.
That's right.
And I'm going to try to enjoy them while I'm thinking about Healthy Woman.
But at least you've seen it before,
I
too.
have, but I know he's got new things he's
And
going
I'll
to do.
take pictures for you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll take pictures
Thank
so
you.
you'll be able
Thank
to see
you.
it. But Skyridge does have some great programs available. You heard Coleman earlier and Dr. Osborne. We're enhancing our medical care at all times, but we're also trying to stay involved with the community and provide information for you so you can make the decisions that you need to make for your health care. And the other program we have is Senior Circle. And that is for people 50 and above. Don't let the senior throw you off. It's 50 and above.
And believe it or not, I qualify.
That's right. Nancy. Anyway, that program will cost you a mere $15 a year to join. And for that $15, now it's $27 per couple, but it's $15 if you're single or if your spouse doesn't want to join, but I'd say it's worth it. You will receive national benefits with ADT, eyeglasses, discounts on eyeglasses, prescription services, and then locally we have 40 businesses that give discounts to our Senior Circle members. And it
The
ranges.
Red Ribbon is one of those.
Red Ribbon's one. Restaurants, let's see, construction services, anything that you can think of that the seniors might need. So, for $15, it's great. And then not just that, but we have daily events going on.
Right.
And today actually is exercise day, and Nancy Griswold is our Senior Circle advisor, and she has exercise on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mondays, for example, they have Lunch and Learn, and I believe the orthopedic doctors are speaking this month, which is kind of their month, I guess.
I guess so.
And then they have bingo, birthday bingo at night. They go out to dinner, they go out to breakfast. This weekend, they're going to Dixie Stampede at Pigeon Forge for the day. They just got back from a Mediterranean cruise.
See, they take long trips too, not just weekend trips. They go Alaska.
Oh yeah, they went to Alaska.
The Mediterranean,
cruise.
and I'm telling you, it's wonderful.
Well, and actually I brought my little notes so I didn't forget because they've become so active. We have about 1,200 members, so we try and keep, diversified activities there. And one thing they love to do every year is go to New York City. So the first week in December when all the holiday decorations are out, they're going to New York City. So they have things for people who want to take long vacations, like Nancy said, a cruise, going to New York City. But there's those people that are still working that can only take a day off, so we like to do daily activities.
And New York City, if you have not been to New York City
Yeah.
during the holiday season, just to see
It's
the
unbelievable.
windows, it's just phenomenal. And the trips that Nancy and her group plan are so. I'm not going to say cheap, but they're reasonable. They're extremely reasonable because she books through an agency that plans everything for you.
And we get group rates, so that helps. But we have partners, with Outland Travel, and so they, really give us some good rates on everything. But there's a lot available for people, and I think it's one of the hidden secrets because there's a lot of people, when they come into the hospital, well, let me just say this, I should have mentioned this, but if you happen to be a patient in the hospital, say Nancy was in the hospital, Flavis, when he's visiting her, will get a meal free every day that he visits her there. So that's kind of a nice amenity. And then if you come to eat in the cafeteria, if you're not in the hospital, because we have a lot of people come back to eat, and by the way, we have 4 chefs on staff.
And they really have good food there, folks.
It's from Italian to whatever cuisine that
make
you
all
want.
kind of jokes you want to about hospital food, but
People come back for
They
this
do.
food.
We have people that go there just to eat, like certain days, Monday for lunch or this and that. So
And if you're a Senior Circle member, it's 20% off. So it's really good. We have a lot of people. I see a lot of people in there, and I'll stop and say, "You have family here? You know, can I do something for you?" "Oh no, we just came to eat."
right.
So I think it's
and
really
anytime I
interesting.
come for the hospital board meeting, which
Can't we eat
happens
there?
at 7, you know, there's people there eating breakfast because the breakfasts are wonderful. They have these scrambled eggs with cheese that are just really great. And so, you know, now we're promoting our cafeteria, but that's okay. It's good.
You can eat for under $4. So
Yes, you
it's pretty
can.
good.
Yes,
It's
you
pretty
can.
Good deal. So we have a lot of programs available there. A lot of people say to me, "Why don't you have a Healthy Men program?" But we haven't really looked into that yet. They might be at corporate, and I don't know it. But we have some men that try and come to our Healthy Women sometimes, and we let them in.
Right. But Senior Circle, men can join Senior Circle.
Couples, singles.
And the thing about it is, folks, and you all know this, in a household, the woman makes most of the healthcare
That's
decisions.
exactly right.
And so, therefore, we need to be sure that we are touching the women in the community, because then they will bring the guys in.
Yes.
And we want to be sure that we have enough programs for them.
And we do. We have the monthly programs with Healthy Women, and we have usually healthcare related programs, but the reason why we have Lou Lemley there is because you need a healthy mind, body, and spirit, so we try and do some fun things.
And we realize that a lot of times Christmas is not a happy time for everyone.
Yes.
And we, you know, there's the blue Christmas syndrome and
we've
this and
presented
that.
that,
And
yeah.
we've presented that in
Presented
Healthy
that
Woman.
before.
So, you know, we try to do something a little uplifting and inspiring, and maybe get you jogged into
Yeah.
the mood a little bit better with the Healthy Woman presentation.
And the reason why we're doing the decorating this month is because we have a program every month, but we don't have one in December.
Right.
So this is combined. So that's
Yeah,
why we do it a little bit early.
And that's why it's not on the first Thursday,
Yeah.
which we usually do. We've moved it to mid-month so that we could kind of
Well, we move it
overlap.
around for the speaker. We try and stay with the first Thursday, and we may change it going forward next year.
Right.
Because we're planning next year right now.
yes,
already.
we're meeting. Anne Marie keeps us just
Try and
hopping,
keep
and
'em
we're
on top.
meeting. yes, we're meeting pretty soon.
Next
about
Tuesday.
starting. Yes, next Tuesday morning to start planning for next year.
The
So-
anniversary for next year and the events for the coming year. So
and to join the senior.
same thing. Go on the website skyridgemedicalcenter.net. Click on Healthy Woman and sign up there free, and then click over to Senior Circle, and you can sign up online for that $15. It will show the calendar of events, so there might be something you'll think, well, there's really nothing I'm interested in, but it's not just what I just mentioned today. You know, go online, look at the calendar of events, and you might find something.
And Nancy Griswold always puts the calendar in the banner.
The banners are first of the month.
So the first of the month, so you can look at it and you can know what you want to do that month, and you
always
can mark
available.
your calendar. And we're going to take. Thank you so much. We're going to take a real quick break. Another
Can I say
commercial.
something
Yes,
real
you
quick?
may
I
say-
forgot.
Oh,
I
yes,
have
we
got
have
to
say.
give a shout out.
Yes.
To Savannah, who told me she watches the show every morning before she goes to school. Hope she hasn't left yet for school, but shout out to Savannah and her purple sneakers.
Yes, and we need to shout out to anyone who does get up and watch this show. We really, really appreciate you all. We're going to take a real quick break and come back with another nice-looking gentleman. I have really done well today.
You have.
I have had 3 nice-looking gentlemen here, and we'll be right back. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about health insurance. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
And we are back, and we're so glad you're with us this morning. And I have another nice looking gentleman with me. This is Wes Robbins from Landmark Insurance and Brokerage. And usually Byron is sitting over here, but the reason I asked Wes to come on this morning is because we've talked about hospital and your health. And I want Wes to talk a minute about health insurance, because I was not aware that Landmark did health insurance. And poo on me, I should have known that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you do with health insurance.
Okay. Well, my background in this industry started, I guess it goes back to May of 2000. That's when I started in the insurance business, and went right into group health insurance. So for 9 years, that's basically all I did was group health plans, working with employers of all shapes and sizes, fully insured groups, self-funded groups, groups of 2, groups of 2,000. So everything in between. Had quite a bit of experience of dealing with all sorts of issues that come with group health and health insurance. And 2.5 years ago, evolved into, I guess, a more dynamic type of position to where we've picked up property and casualty insurance, and we're a representative of Erie Insurance, Progressive, and some other carriers. So we're set up now to be a full-service shop. I still spend a majority of my time working on and looking for group health plans, but my background, almost 12 years now, my background's pretty diverse in the group health insurance business. So it's I've seen quite an evolution in this business.
Oh, I can
in-
imagine.
bet.
I can
10,
see.
11 years.
Dr. Osborne was just talking when he
Right.
was here about, I was asking him about referrals, et cetera, and he said, well, it kind of depends on your insurance.
Yeah, yeah, and that's changed a lot. Our industry's affected all the time with each new president. There seems to be new legislation that comes out. There's a new acronym, a HIPAA, EGTRA, some Economic Growth Act, something that comes out that changes it. And the big looming thing right now is healthcare reform. I think most people are aware of that. We could probably sit here and talk for hours about speculating of what's going to happen. But just a quick update on what's transpired with healthcare reform in the past week. I believe it was on Tuesday, there was a ruling that was upheld to determine that it is constitutional to tax individuals who choose not to buy health care. So what I see going on there is that's another step in the process of getting to the Supreme Court to have a final ruling on it. Don't know where it goes. It's a huge factor that will impact our industry and then will impact individuals, that consumers of health care. If President Obama is reelected, it probably picks up momentum. If President Obama is not reelected, it may be tabled. We don't know. It's all speculation at this point, but there's a lot of things that could potentially change.
And the strange thing about this is, growing up in Athens, I know we just went to our insurance agent and we just bought our insurance, and we didn't worry about anything else. And when we went to, at that time it was Epperson Hospital in Athens, but we went to the hospital, we just gave them our insurance card and everything was taken care of, and there were no problems. And folks, it ain't like that anymore.
Changed.
That's right. And I go back to the terminology I use, the evolution that I've witnessed. When I started in 2000 in this business, most of the group health plans I dealt with had either no deductible or a low deductible. If they had a deductible at all, it was $200, $250. On the high end, it was maybe $500. Most plans had copays, $10 copays, $15, $20 copays, and that covered everything. And it covered, they probably didn't have co-insurance on that type of plan. And so employees of employer groups became very accustomed to receiving all their health care for $20.
Right.
So the general public, the consumer, what is the cost of your health care? Well, it's $20, because that's what they see and that's what they saw day to day. The drug cards were $5 for generic, and maybe $8 generic and $15 for a high dollar name brand drug. And as everyone's probably aware, that's just not the case today. It's become more of $1,000 deductibles, $2,000 deductibles, high deductible health plans. Drug card copays are 3 and 4 tiered. They've been categorized for more expensive drugs. In many cases, there are deductibles in front of drug cards. So what's happened is over the past 10, 12 years, as healthcare costs have escalated, employer groups have not been able to keep up with the cost. Hospital cost rising, insurance care cost rising. What's happened is there's been a shift and a transition to the consumer, more responsibility to the consumer. So it's been a long education process.
Yes.
Throughout the education process, different things have come to the table. I believe it was the Clinton administration that put out the HSA plans, health savings account. And when the presidential administration was so vocal about these types of plans, we had every group out there asking us about them. So we became very experienced in our industry of going to the table and
Had to
evaluating.
learn fast.
You do learn fast, of sitting down with groups and evaluating HSA plans, the tax advantages of them, so on and so forth, and presenting that to our ultimate consumer. And what we found, it was a good idea, but and it's a great plan for the right type of group. You've got to have the right type of group. But the negatives behind it, you lose the drug card copay, other than preventive care. But initially, when it first came out, there was no drug card copay. Everything went toward your deductible. And then you're structured into a few type of government-defined high deductible health plans. So the government has basically set what these plan types are, and then United Healthcare, Blue Cross, the other carriers have developed a plan that meets it. And as you're probably familiar, when there's government intervention in designing something, it gets a little complex. So we found, again, through this evolution, that employer groups were smart to examine these, and they fit some groups. They fit the right type of group for tax advantages and plan design, but most groups found it was too rigid of a plan. There are still HSA plans sold today, and I look at them all the time, but it tends to be a rigid plan that doesn't fit a lot of the employer groups. But where I found a niche market there was the HRA. And I don't want to go too deep and get complicated, but there are plans out there called health reimbursement accounts that have been around for a long time, but it was the HSA that kind of brought them to the forefront. And in my opinion, the HRA, the health reimbursement account, is probably the best kept secret in our industry. If I'm the owner of a business, or you're the owner of a business out there, if you've not examined a health reimbursement arrangement for your group, you've been done a disservice. It is something that that over the past 6-7 years, I've implemented several of these plans on larger groups, smaller groups, and the end effect of it levels the rising cost. In many cases, it has reduced the cost of health care, but it is an education process. It's what the terminology in the industry would call a consumer-directed health care plan. It continues to shift to the consumer decisions. You have health care, and you have a HRA account to assist you with the health care, but you've got to make decisions of how to use it and how it best fits you. And ultimately, it helps to reduce the rising cost of the insurance plan. And I've had great success with them, and would be excited to talk to anybody about them.
See, that's the wonderful thing about Wes and his group out there at Landmark. They are very knowledgeable, and they do a lot of research, and they will come explain these things to you.
Right.
You're located on Stewart Road.
We're across from the YMCA on Stewart Road in what most people would refer to as the old Coppinger building. Mr. Zip is the owner of that building. They're upstairs. It's where their headquarters are. We are not on the billboard out there. Our name's not out there by design. We are relocating within the next few months. We've not cemented that yet, but we are in the process of making a transition to be a little more visible.
And the wonderful thing about them is they'll come to you. You know, you don't have to go out on Stewart Road. You
Right.
call, and I know Wes came, my air conditioner went out at the Red Ribbon, and this doesn't have to do anything with health insurance, but Wes came and sat with me for a little while in a 100-degree building and immediately got on the phone and got my air conditioner fixed.
Right.
So they will come to you. And normally we have Byron on, and Byron will be on next week. He's co-hosting with me. But I asked Wes to come on because of the health insurance. And I thought he knows all about health insurance, and this is what he's done for several years.
Absolutely.
Do you also do individual
We do. Yeah, we do. We do provide individual health insurance. There's a couple of available markets from a Blue Cross and Humana. And as an independent broker, we represent all the major players out there. I've provided a lot of Medicare supplements over the years.
That was my
I was
next
gonna ask
question.
about that,
Because
yes.
this is the time everybody's really
Yeah.
dealing with that.
We've provided a lot of Medicare supplements over the years, or I have in my industry. But as I've evolved in the business, it's a product that that at this point in time we choose not to service. We can assist you and point you in the right direction, but that's one product that just from our business design, it makes sense for us to point you to someone else in town. We've got a couple of contacts that's what they do. That's all they do. And the Medicare market changes every year.
I don't see how people deal with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm at that age, and we're doing open enrollment at the hospital, and I've got to decide what do I
Right.
do now, and I think, how does someone decide? There's so much to research.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do spend a lot of time with seniors or people that are transitioning into Medicare and explaining to them their options. Actually selling the product, I'll allow somebody else to do that. But there are critical decisions that you have to make at the point that you're eligible for Medicare Part B that can impact. If you're still on a group health plan, it can impact what happens when you decide to take supplements or the D plan. So you really need to sit down with an expert, go through those options, and make sure you don't make a decision that seems good right now but impacts you negatively in 4 or 5 years as you exit a group health plan.
And I think a lot of people do, and that's sad. Yeah.
Well, I know Flavis has been on the computer for the last 2 months or something, because a lot of this has to do with the medications you take
Right.
too, and you have to check everything off and
And
do all of that. So
A good resource that I've always used is Medicare.gov. If you go to Medicare.gov, you can go to their website. There are calculators, I guess is the best word for it, where you can enter in your information and you can key in the particular drugs you're taking at this point in time, and it will go through a process, and it basically will formulate for you all the Medicare supplement plans that are available from Humana or Blue Cross or whoever it may be, and it categorizes them by price, and it does a comparison of this is your price out of pocket throughout the year for those drugs. Here's your premium payment for that plan. Put it all together. Here's your total cost for the year, and you see that and see that this plan looked less expensive, but through the course of the year, you would have spent more on that plan because of your drug cost.
Right.
So that's something you probably need to look at every year because your drugs may change monthly.
Medicare.gov.
And it adjusts. That's right. Medicare.gov.
Folks,
Good resource.
the voices from the hills are telling me that it's just about that time. So, Wes, this has been great.
Thanks a lot.
You
been
are
great to be here.
extremely
Yeah.
knowledgeable
Need to have you
about
back.
health care. And I'm really, really glad you came on today. It's not that we don't love Byron, we do. But Byron told me, he said, you need to get Wes to talk about health insurance. And I thought since today was Skyridge Day and we were talking about health
right
care,
along
with it.
that we just segue right into health
Yeah,
insurance.
we try to categorize, keep Byron on the property and casualty business, and then I do a little bit of everything, but primarily health and investments. That's
And
where we
they
are.
have a website, www.landmarkib.com. Okay.
I for insurance, B for brokerage, Landmark IB.
So you can go there and just research them a little bit. Great guys. And
girls.
And girls. and your mother-in-law's been in the insurance business for a number of years. So
She probably don't want me to
She don't want you to
say
say
how
we're
it,
long.
not
I'm sure.
we're not
It
gonna
was
but
over 20.
yes, but anyway, she's very, very knowledgeable, and so if Byron or Wes aren't there, then you can talk to her and she will handle it for you. Anne Marie, thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
today
for
and
asking me again.
co-hosting, because since we did Skyridge, I thought it would be great for Anne Marie to be here because she knows a lot about Skyridge. She's been with them for
12, almost 13 years.
almost 13 years. So, folks, thank you so much. Next week, Byron is going to co-host with me, and we're going to do a little Thanksgiving. Dwight Richardson from Fenimore's will tell us how to do a nice table decoration. And can't you imagine Byron doing that with us? And then Tammy Jensen from Sifted is going to talk to us about food for Thanksgiving. So we hope that you all will be back with us next Thursday. And it is great to see you all this morning. Bundle up just a little bit. I think our high today is going to be in the mid-50s. So looks like winter may be here, folks. So thank you all so much for joining us
Bye.
today.